story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Good afternoon, CoreTV News on the hour. I am Tolu Ojewumi. A Nigerian Air Force Mi-35 helicopter on a training mission crashed following a technical fault at a location south of Bama in Borno State yesterday. A statement by the Director of Defense Information, Chris Olokolade in Abuja, says investigation has commenced to unravel the circumstances that led to the accident. The statement, however, stated that the crash was not as a result of any enemy action. Olukolade added that details on the crash will be made known as investigations progress. Meanwhile, the Nigerian military says Boko Haram is not in control of Damboa in Borno State. Briefing journalists in Abuja, defense spokesman Brigadier General Chris Olukolade maintained that no part of the country will be ceded to terrorists. He added that more soldiers had been deployed to fortify and strengthen the troops on ground to ensure that the area is secured.
The Nigerian military will not concede any portion, any inch of this country to any group of terrorists. We will keep farming up our deployment to reverse any form of insecurity in any part thereof.
President Goodluck Jonathan has ordered security chiefs to stop the registration or deportation of Nigerians in any part of the country. This is one of the decisions taken at a 4-hour meeting he held with service chiefs and heads of the security agencies at the presidential villa. The council also deliberated on the ongoing war against insurgency and efforts to rescue the 219 schoolgirls.
It first began in Imo State, where the government was said to have ordered the registration of northerners. And although the government denied issuing such orders, some states are taking retaliatory action. But now, President Jonathan has ordered security chiefs to nip such plans in the bud.
The council resolved that the issue of registration of Nigerians anywhere in the country and deportation should stop forthwith. I think to re-emphasize the importance the president has attached to this, that's why I said the two of us should address you people. This must stop forthwith. Security operatives should not be involved. They should not be involved in anybody trying to register people, in anybody trying to deport people. Security operatives must henceforth not be involved. Anybody found, any operative, police, SSS, found being involved in it will be severely dealt with.
The government is concerned that this could trigger a worse crisis than what Boko Haram has created in the country. And this it is determined to prevent.
The council discussed the reaction. You know the reaction by the Kano State people, some people in the groups in Kano and other parts of the country. The council observed that this threat was more potent than Boko Haram and could disintegrate the country. And we take this very seriously for people to deport people, for people to take people from one place to the other, for people to ask for registration of indigenes, no matter where they are free to settle anywhere they like.
The security chiefs also gave situation reports on the war against insurgency during the 4-hour-long meeting. They will not give details of this, but simply solicited public support.
This war can be won by Nigerian security forces, and we need the support and cooperation of every Nigerian to do that.
For now, the government is bent on putting a stop to what it sees as a brewing crisis and is set to summon an emergency Council of State meeting to further drive home its stance.
Of the United Nations Development Programme in Nigeria, Dauda Tore, has described Nigeria as too important economically and politically to disintegrate and called on all leaders to put their acts together and solve the current security challenges facing the country. Torres spoke just as the Director General of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, Kurunia Jos, Mohammed Tijani Bande, says the institute was strengthening the capacity of political parties to develop strong and enduring political institutions. The NIPS boss says the center was conceived as a capacity building and resource center for political parties to strengthen their capacity for policy dialogue, conflict management, media outreach, and democratic initiative of party leadership. This, according to him, is with the overall goal of enhancing the democratic quality of political parties and their engagement with the wider political process. They spoke at the commencement of the 7th Course for Youth Leaders of Political Parties, which was held at the Political Party Leadership and Policy Development Center. The program is being funded by UNDP with the active coordination of NIPS. In the meantime, Nigeria security chiefs insist that they know the whereabouts of over 200 schoolgirls abducted by insurgents from Chibok almost 100 days ago. Director General of the State Security Service, Ekmayang Eta, says authorities are being careful. He spoke with journalists at the end of a meeting of security chiefs with President Jonathan.
The fight against Boko Haram is like a footballer. You know, when the Germans played Argentina, it was only that one goal that they scored that everybody's remembering. The other goals that were stopped, nobody will remember. There are several things the government is doing. There are several attacks that government has stopped. Nobody will remember those ones. Nobody, because we don't tell you. But several things are going on. The issue of Chibok girls is government is taking efforts, making efforts. We know where they are, but we don't want to endanger their lives. That is the truth. We want to take it gradually and release them at the appropriate time. We know where they are. You can go to bed with that.
Still on the Chibok girls, the Nigerian authorities have warned parents against allowing their children in schools to be used for mass rallies against the government. Coordinator of the National Information Center, Michael Mary, said at a press briefing in Abuja that some individuals and groups have been mobilizing students across the country. This, according to him, is part of a plot to commemorate the 100th day of the abducted Chibok girls in captivity.
Information available to us is that groups are planning to mobilize children from across the country, from within Abuja, to commemorate the 100 days of the abduction of the Chibok girls. Well, it is the legitimate right of citizens to protest, to demand for whatever they believe in. And in a democracy, especially the kind that we preach, we practice, our president is committed to ensuring that every citizen has his say. But on that note, we wish to advise parents to be mindful of this development and not to allow their children to be used for subversive activities and tendencies. Don't forget that all of us are standing together with the parents of the Chibok girls and of course with the girls. There is no need for us to create another round or another set of catastrophe by leading our children where they ought not to be.
Michael Mary called on parents to be cautious of the planned rally. In the meantime, security operatives have denied arresting or detaining a leader of the Bring Back Our Girls movement, Obi Ezekwesili, at the Abuja airport. The former education minister had claimed she was harassed by security personnel who briefly held onto her travel documents on her way to London. But spokesperson for the Department of State Security, Marilyn Auger, maintained that Ezekwesili went through normal security checks like other passengers. She also cautioned citizens to verify facts before sharing information that could further threaten the security situation of the country.
The SSS clears all passengers
to warn those
that travel
sensationalize the issues.
To outside this country or coming into this country.
Why was Bushi need to tweet?
Let people stop trying to aggregate to themselves unnecessary importance when we have serious security challenges at our hands. security issues must not be trivialized for any reason.
Someone at the airport, I don't know how many people have passed through the airport. I have. And I know that every time, even as DG, National Orientation Agency, I will submit my passport for check. They will check me, are you okay? All of those. I subject myself to that. And after that, they allow me to go. And every citizen, they will have to stamp your passport before you leave. So if you are going through these processes, and then the next thing, because you have access to phone and so forth and on there, you tweet, I am being detained I think citizens should not subject our country to this kind of thing.
Well, Lagos State Governor Babátúndé Fáṣọlá has inaugurated a three-man panel of inquiry to unravel the immediate and remote causes of the accident that led to the vandalization of some BRT buses on Ikorodu Road. Abiola Oluwole was there. His report is presented from our studio.
On Friday, July 4th, the popular Ikorodu Road was greeted with violence, leading to the destruction of some BRT buses by yet-to-be-identified persons. The outrage was caused by an accident involving a BRT bus and a military officer, which allegedly led to the death of the soldier. The inauguration of the panel of inquiry, according to Governor Fáṣọlá, is to unravel what led to the July 4th incident. He says the successful collection of representation from the military and the bus owners will make the job easier for the tribunal.
There are many questions that arise. Did the soldiers do this? They did it. Who did it? I think it is important to know. Important also, if it was not the soldiers, the Nigerians should know and help maintain and sustain its reputation and help reinforce the trust that the Nigerian people also have in the Nigerian military.
The chairman of the tribunal, retired Justice Adeniyi Adebaju, says they will do their best to investigate the incidents.
We will do our best in arriving at a just and unbiased conclusion to the assignment that has been given us. We shall do our work with due diligence, and we believe that within the time period given us, we shall be able to complete this assignment.
Members of the tribunal are Nuruddin Ogbara and Jude Igbanoyi. The panel of the inquiry has 60 days to submit its report.
We'll take a break and be back in a jiffy. Don't go away.
Nigerians continue to travel
the city of Lagos.
There is still a poor level of
Be the first to know.
CoreTV News.
From the north, south, east, west and around Africa, we break the news.
We are one Nigeria.
Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are CoreTV News.
Welcome to CoreTV.
A 24-hour news station.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as weak, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on CoreTV News.
Now moving on, pro-Russian separatists in eastern Ukraine today handed over 2 black boxes recovered from the crash site of the MH17 jet to Malaysian officials at a press conference. They also announced a ceasefire within a 10-kilometer radius around the crash site to allow international investigators safely access the vast area where the Malaysia Airlines flight was downed on Thursday. The Malaysian team of experts and representatives of the separatist group then signed a protocol before the bright orange boxes were handed over. One of the boxes will contain all conversation in the cockpit and another all flight data. However, it is unclear how useful this will be in determining what happened to the flight, which is believed by Kiev and world leaders to have been shot down by a surface-to-air missile. The Russia-backed separatist rebels who control the area where the plane went down are suspected of having fired the missile. However, they blame the Ukrainian military. There has been an outpouring of global outrage over lack of access to the site and fears the rebels have tampered with evidence. We'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching. I'm Tolu Ojewumi. Good afternoon.